Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. My name is Bill Horan, along with my co-host, Nassau Community College student Zac Turkel. And today we're shining the spotlight on the LGBTQ community here on Long Island.
Yes, Bill, and for the next half hour, we're going to talk about Pride for Youth, a division of the Long Island Crisis Center, which has grown so much that they recently expanded their services into Suffolk County.
Our guests today include Joe Walsh, the Crisis Center Director, and Fran Karliner, their Director of Development. Welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hi, Bill.
Now, let me ask you, we keep hearing the expression LGBTQ. Mm-hmm. What does that really mean?
Sure. So LGBTQ is an acronym we use to represent the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning communities.
Okay, so now at least we know what all those letters mean, because I'm sure some of us, in fact, that would be a good quiz show question if you can name 5 out of 5.
Right.
Now, can you tell us about the Long Island Crisis Center? Who's it for, and what services do they provide?
Certainly. Long Island Crisis Center is actually in its 48th year of serving the community of Long Island, beginning as a suicide prevention and crisis intervention agency with 24/7 hotlines and a chat and mobile phone counseling services. It was in the mid-70s, actually, that the Crisis Center started saying that calls coming into its hotlines were really from a lot of young people in the LGBT community. As a matter of fact, their calls were way above what their population represented when it came to looking at straight youth. And so the people at the Crisis Center at that time said, we have got to do something for this population. They are truly expressing suicidal thoughts, making attempts, and we have to intervene. And so we started, at that time, there was no funding for an LGBTQ program. So we started with a peer support group, and then we started advocating to try and get some funding for the program. So Pride for Youth was actually born out of the high suicide rate that was in the community, and it was so part of the mission of Long Island Crisis Center, which is the suicide prevention agency on Long Island.
And just that magic word, suicide, we know you're doing important work.
Thank you.
No problem. So what would you classify as a crisis? Why would someone consider calling you? What would be the reasons?
Sure, that's a great question. So at LACC, we understand that problems come in all shapes and sizes, whether it's unexpected life changes or family issues, bullying, substance use, thoughts of suicide. There's so many ways to define a crisis, and every caller's story is unique, and every caller's story matters to us. So what we try to get across is that no matter what issue someone may be facing, no matter what type of painful feeling or distress you might be in, we are here for you. We're here to listen. We're here to validate your situation and offer resources and support. And we want people to pick up the phone. No problem is too big, no problem is too small.
Now, obviously, is so important that they can call up and give you that information. First of all, can you give us the number they should be calling?
Sure. Our 24/7 crisis intervention and suicide prevention hotline is 516-679-1111, 679-1111. We also offer an online and mobile crisis chat platform, which is available at chatlive.li.
If someone's listening, like, what would be a typical call or a reason? Maybe they just had a feeling for a few seconds. Is that the time to call you? Is it something that's hanging on them for days? Give us a feeling that that's the person who should be calling.
Well, our motto is any problem, anytime, anyone. So if someone's in any type of distress, we say pick up the phone. We're here to listen. Our counselors are available 24/7.
Anytime, anyone.
Anyone.
Okay, I like that.
And this is an important question. Is it staffed 24/7. Let's say someone is having a crisis at 2 a.m. in the morning. Will someone be available to help?
We are so staffed that, as a matter of fact, if you call our business line, you get a live person answering. We don't have voicemail.
Wow.
Our belief is that when someone is reaching out to us, they're not looking to hear a recording that says, if it's this, press 1, if it's this, press 2, so that if somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning realizes that they don't know if they can get up in the morning, that's the time at 2 o'clock in the morning to reach out to somebody and really get a live voice.
And isn't that smart, Zach? Before you talk again, it's almost it is common sense. But if you called up and got press this number, and then you get the next one, if you want this, press this for this,
you'll become turned away by it.
Yeah, easily. I mean, and you're under a crisis situation, emergencies, and you're getting all these kind of numbers. It's like, the heck with it. You don't want to be bothered. So while it sounds so simple, just talking to that live person right away, that's what I want to know is there, not press 9 different numbers to get the wrong number and then go back in the cycle again.
Absolutely.
And let's say they call up and they say that they are in a crisis situation. What help is offered to the person that's calling?
Absolutely. So when someone calls in crisis or distress, one of our highly trained counselors is there to talk to them, and even more importantly, is there to listen to them. We offer support, validation, and we offer referrals and resources that can be helpful, such as support groups, counseling, and a large part of our work is helping people see a little bit of hope. Very often when people reach out to us, they are experiencing a sense of hopelessness, and they may be thinking, maybe I can't go on, maybe these feelings will never stop. There's an Irish saying that no matter how long the road, there comes a turning, and that sort of mirrors the work we do in a way. Often we talk to people at a very dark point in their life, where they feel that their road may be reaching a dead end, and part of our work is to help them see hope and to help them begin to see that turning point. And very often that turning point is asking for help for the first time, and that can make a life-saving difference for some people.
Oh. Well, I just want to let our listeners know that you are listening to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. You're also listening to My Hometown. My name is Zac Turkel, along with Bill Horan. And today we're talking about Pride for Youth, a division of the Long Island Crisis Center, with Joe Walsh, Crisis Center Director, and Fran Karliner, their Director of Development.
And, Zach, I think we should also mention that just recently, WHPC 90.3, the voice of Nassau Community College, was voted the #1 junior college radio station in the country. So let all our listeners know to that. And it's appropriate today. We have such an important matter that we're talking about, crisis prevention, et cetera, and helping the people.
Congratulations.
And, by the way, that magic word, hope, that you said.
Yeah.
Someone told me years ago, and they were right. The more I thought about it, and this is 10 or 15 years now, they said, what a key word that is. And some words really are. They resonate with any situation you're in. The word hope, that you can always get out of it. Why do we take a lotto ticket? We hope we'll win $5, $5,000, $5 million, whatever. But there's hope there. There's hope we'll get the job. The person will get better, recover. So it's an awesome job that you're doing, and a great saying that you keep going up that road, there's going to be a turn in it. And sometimes I like to think that the worse things are today, the better they'll be tomorrow. They seem to balance out for a lot of people. Now, you have a program called Pride for Youth. I know you just expanded that into Suffolk County. And can you tell us how long it's been in Nassau, and tell us about the program?
Absolutely. This is our 26th year of Pride for Youth. Last year we had our 25th anniversary, and we were the first organization to provide programs to the LGBTQ population. It is a program where young people, and we're talking from around 13 to 30, can come for different services, for a safe, what we call a safe space, a welcoming environment where and very significantly, we find still today, and people are amazed, that some of our LGBT kids are in an unfriendly environment, whether it's in school, whether it's in community, whether it's at their part-time jobs, there's still this stigma, this intolerance that they're facing. And our whole goal is to provide that safe space, that place where they can grow, where they can achieve what they're meant to achieve, where they can feel a sense of equality, and we do this with all our services are free, whether it's our support groups for a transgender youth, whether it is a support group for a parent of a lesbian who doesn't know, what do I do? How do I talk to my daughter now? Or whether it's just somebody who needs to feel that they can go someplace to feel safe. The other very important part of what we're doing now, and this started a few years ago, is HIV/AIDS testing and getting medical services to our young people. Even though it's not in the headlines every day like it was 10 years ago, there is still an HIV/AIDS epidemic going on. We are very proud that Pride for Youth has signed on to Governor Cuomo's ETE, End the Epidemic 2020. We are partners in that. We are there for testing. We are there for people to ask us, I think I had unsafe sex. What am I going to do now? We, with some of our partners in the medical community, are able to answer, are able to get them to services, and we want to help have a healthy and happy population.
And I'll say, just talking to you two, I would feel very comfortable talking to you about it. You seem dedicated to the cause. You seem very accepting as listeners, which is important. Most of us are not good listeners.
Right. Thank you.
I'm sure the rest of the staff is like that. So if anyone is out there, once again, before we forget, give that phone number.
Sure. You can call us 24/7 at 516-679-1111.
And that's one of those easy ones to remember. If you can't remember four ones, that used to be my code to get into my office. That was the only number I could remember. So easy enough to remember.
Yes.
516-679-1111. And do people maybe write it down someplace? You may not even know. A coworker, a friend, or your daughter may be one of the people in need, and you may be saving a life.
Put it on a post-it on the refrigerator.
There you go.
Look at it.
It's the price. It can't hurt.
Who never knows when you're going to need it?
It's more important than the pizzeria.
And I know you mentioned earlier, Fran, about some of the programs that the Pride for Youth offers, and there was something on the website that I noticed called the Coffee House. What is that about?
I'm going to turn that over to Joe to respond to.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Coffee House is Pride for Youth's longest-running program, actually. So it was created in 1995, and fun fact, so in the United States, our Coffee House was actually the first coffee house for LGBT youth ever launched in a suburban setting. So it's quite historic on Long Island. So Coffee House is a weekly event. It provides a safe, friendly, substance-free space where LGBTQ youth and their straight allies as well can come together every Friday night to make friends, to have fun, and most importantly, to be themselves. And to learn more about Coffee House or any of the programs, we just really encourage everyone to visit prideforyouth.org, and they could learn about all our different programs and supports, dates and times, and that sort of thing.
And you must be in charge of that because you have a cup of coffee right there, right next to it. Is that your way of saying, I'm the boss, I'm running that program?
No, but we're so proud of that program.
You do know it, and you should be.
You really are.
Folks, we're going to take a brief break at this point in the show. I'd like to let our audience know that my name is Bill Horan. I'm here along with Zac Turkel, and today we're talking about Pride for Youth, a division of Long Island Crisis Center, with Joe Walsh, the Crisis Center Director, and Fran Karliner, the Director of Development. You're listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My Hometown is made possible by Herald Community Newspapers. For more local news, visit liherald.com. Got a story to tell? Call 516-569-4000.
And now we return to My Hometown.
Thanks for being with us today here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Bill Horan. I'm here with Zac Turkel, and today we're talking about Pride for Youth, a division of the Long Island Crisis Center with Joe Walsh, Crisis Center Director, and Fran Karliner, the Director of Development. I see that you offer workshops. Now, I just wouldn't think of workshops in this environment, but I'd like you to fill us in. I know you have various different programs. Tell us about those workshops.
We are very proud of our workshop program. It is called Building Healthy Lives Through Education. And a variety of workshops are offered, and we do this by actually going into the schools, mostly middle and high schools, because you want to know something? If we are going to make a difference in anybody's life for any population, it is by educating our young people, and we start at an early age. So with Building Healthy Lives Through Education, some of the workshops are suicide prevention and awareness. We talk out loud about suicide. We remove the stigma about suicide. Cyberbullying awareness, non-suicidal self-injury. These are all issues that are facing our young people. And it wasn't easy getting into the schools to talk about these issues. And certainly there are two workshops that we present, Understanding Homophobia and Understanding Transphobia. These are so critical because we go into mainstream classrooms and we are not just talking to the LGBTQ population. We are talking to all the students, because change is going to come when everybody understands and accepts each other for who and what they are. And so we've been getting now fabulous reception from the schools, because they are seeing that these life skills, these social skills, our kids need to hear them. In 2018, we reached 31,000 middle and high school students talking about these issues, opening up the subjects to them. And I just want to tell one story about how effective they are. There was the workshop on suicide prevention and awareness. After the workshop, a 7th grader came over to our community educator and, crying, said to her, "I'm so glad I was here today to hear you, because I was going to kill myself." And with that, she took out a bottle of pills from her pocketbook and handed them over to the community educator. Of course, there was follow-up with the school, with the parents, but the point is our kids are looking for this. They don't always feel comfortable talking to a parent or even their guidance counselor. And that day was what we call a life-saving day.
Wow, you guys, it's nice to be with two real-life heroes, and I mean that sincerely. We see the police, we see the fire people in the football games, singing at basketball games, but we should have your group out there sometime, because seriously, you just saved a life. I'm sure there's many more that may not come to light, but to be a lifesaver, you got to know you're doing something right, and I bet you sleep well at night.
It's it's quite fulfilling.
Yeah, I would think so. No, I mean, it really is. And aside from being nice people, that you can save a life, you're there.
We really can't thank you enough for that. And I'm sure that HIV and AIDS is something that the LGBTQ community needs to be aware of. And as you know, 30 years ago, there were many celebrities that died, because of HIV. Freddie Mercury, Keith Haring, Liberace, just to name a few. And I also saw on your website that you offer something called HIV Fearless. What is that exactly?
Sure. Some of our most important work is around HIV prevention and also linking HIV-positive individuals to care. So one of the biggest barriers to this is people not knowing their HIV status, not getting tested. And there are many reasons for this. So despite how far we've come as a society, there's still a tremendous amount of stigma about HIV. People are afraid of knowing their status, and often people don't have the means to access testing. So HIV Fearless is our testing program, which offers free and confidential rapid result HIV testing to individuals. It takes less than 30 minutes. And we call it HIV Fearless as a reminder that you don't have to live in fear of getting tested. No matter what your result is, we can connect you with follow-up care and keep you healthy.
Now, obviously, that's wonderful. And Joe and Fran, I'd like to let our audience know, if you didn't hear the full show, or you're a teacher, administrator, boss of an office, or anybody, but I mean, these people have control over other groups, you can go to nccradio.org. You can find out more about what's going on at the Crisis Center. You can re-listen to the show or advise coworkers and friends to be aware of this. You can really be a real-life hero. And as Joe and Fran said, the little girl came up and handed over a bottle of pills. She was going to commit suicide. And what a wonderful purpose in life to look back and say, you were the one who was alert enough to do this and to stop things from happening.
Right.
Now, in that vein, also, let me ask you, do you do seminars and workshops for professionals in the schools? You talked about the students, but how about the teachers, maybe the administrators, district reps, etc.?
We absolutely do, because, in the past, I would say 20 years, our schools have become much more than math and reading. They really have had to take care of the whole child. And how much can we expect our teachers to know? They're under such pressure with today's academics and achievements and standards. And so a part of our Building Healthy Lives Through Education program is specifically designed for workshops and seminars for school administration, school classroom staff. So people are welcome to call our business lines, as a matter of fact, at the Crisis Center, which is 826-0244, and to find out more information about how we can come into your schools and help you help your students.
And we'll mention that again towards the end of the show. I just want to let our listeners know that you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Zac Turkel, along with Bill Horan. And today we're talking about the Pride for Youth, a division of the Long Island Crisis Center, with Joe Walsh, who is the Crisis Center Director, and Fran Karliner, their Director of Development. So, let's say I'm not a member of the LGBTQ community, but a friend or family member is. Can I get support and guidance from the Pride for Youth or the Long Island Counseling Center?
Absolutely, yes. We at Pride for Youth, we have a support group specifically for parents of LGBTQ identified young people. It's called Pride for Parents. And if you visit our website, prideforyouth.org, you can see the meeting times and dates. This is a group that offers family member support. How do I support my LGBTQ identified child? And offers resources.
Now, Joe and Fran, can you tell us once again, start out with the phone number, because we want to give that as many times as we can, because we're going to save a life today.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Our counselors can be reached 24/7 at 516-679 1111. And we also have an online and mobile counseling platform called Chat Live Long Island, because we know that some people are not going to pick up a phone. So we offer messaging crisis counseling as well, and that can be reached at chatlive.li.
And I'm going to advise bosses and teachers and principals that if you're hearing this, even if it doesn't apply to you today, jot it down, because one of your students, one of your coworkers, someone may appreciate it. Their son, their daughter, their sister may need this. Now, Pride for Youth in the Long Island Crisis Center, how is it funded? You're a not-for-profit, is that correct?
Yes, we are.
So like everybody, we need money.
So
how do we do that? How do we get that money?
Thank you, Bill.
Unless some of you members are pickpockets, things like this. But what do you do for that?
Well, a large portion of our services are funded by Nassau County and by New York State. And once in a while, we do get a federal grant. However, we have a generous donor base. And unlike some other larger not-for-profit organizations, I will say that in the same way that we are what we call a grassroots not-for-profit, many of our supporters are grassroots. In other words, smaller donations. And one way that we do raise funds is through our fundraising events. And I just want to say that a very important one that truly reflects our mission is in September, it will be our 11th Let's Walk, Let's Talk, Stepping Together to Prevent Suicide. We hold it on the boardwalk in the city of Long Beach. And it's a day when people come. Yes. Do we raise funds? Yes. Is it our largest fundraiser? Yes. But it is so much more than that, because a lot of the participants are friends and family of those who have died by suicide. It is a day where the community can truly get together, support each other, and these people can walk and talk without any stigma attached to it, because they know they are in a safe space and a safe place for that day. And the love that is outpouring on that day is just wonderful for a community to see. So I urge everybody to jot down the date of Sunday, September 15th, 2019, and please go to our website for more information about the walk.
And you too can save a life. Joe, did you have something to say? It looked like you were just about to say
our
something.
website for the crisis center is longislandcrisiscenter.org.
Great.
And one more time, give out all the numbers so the listener can jot them down and put them on the refrigerator, because you never know when they're going to need it.
Absolutely. So we can be reached 24/7, day or night, at 516-679-1111. We can also be reached at chatlive.li.
We want to thank you so much for being with us today, and we'd like to remind our audience that our guests today have been Joe Walsh from the Long Island Crisis Center Director and Fran Karliner, their Director of Development. Thanks for being with us today, and thanks for listening to My Hometown.
We'd like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to WHPC@ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.